Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ka Fateh. I'm gonna just do a little quick short talk. I'm just gonna slide through it quickly about Bhagat and Bhakti. A lot of you are confused about what Bhagat and Bhakti means and stuff. You know, we get a lot of emails and stuff, so put a quick little talk together. You know, everybody in life needs some sort of buzz in it, and some people go for drugs, some people go for lust, some people go for, I don't know, whatever, some sort of crazy bungee jump or some sort of anything. Everyone's after a high. Bhakti is a form of intoxication, but it's the right form of intoxication, because you're remembering God. And the people that, it's so easy to see a lot of people ain't doing Bhakti. You know, that's why we're getting all these slags, and that's why we're getting these BABBUs and these weirdos, and, you know, people just getting bullied. Because when you do Bhakti, you get Shakti, and Shakti is like a divine force which deals with your internal enemies, and, you know, it gives you the strength to deal with physical, external enemies as well. And, like, a lot of people ain't doing Amritsaar, a lot of people ain't doing Simran, like, for hour, with their heartfelt, devoted Simran. Anyone can lip read, or anyone can do lip service. And a lot of people are acting the part, you know what I mean? A lot of people, it's easy to dress up with big damale, this and that, but you could tell the youth, a lot of them ain't doing heartfelt, devoted Bhakti, because if they were, when shit hits the fan, they would know how to react, but they shit it. So that shows that the Bhakti that, you know, a lot of people are dressing up, and you think, rah, he must be doing bare part or whatever, or he must be doing some heartfelt Bhakti. But ain't always the case. It's easy to dress up, innit? Even agents of the PANTH dress up, you know, traitors or enemies that disguise as Sikhs, they can dress up as Sikhs. You know, dressing up as a Sikh is one thing, but actually being a devotee of Bhagat is another thing. So, just gonna go through a bit of basics about Bhakti, you know what I mean? We're not no experts, everybody knows that, you know what I mean? But what we do like to do is just share the knowledge that we got. We don't know everything, we probably, you know what I mean, most of the stuff we know is, you know what I mean, just basic, but that's all. That's the only level we're going to be able to get up to, you get me? Because we're just basic, simple people. Bhagat, devotee, yeah? Spirituality, a bit of soul searching. All these youth are growing up here, they think they know what they want in life, but they don't know who they are. They've never tapped into their soul, you know what I mean? Life is so hectic that, you know, you don't have time to find out who you are, because you're going from school to work to this sport, that, on the Facebook, watching a film. You're always around people, always interacting. That's why when most people go prison and they're in that cell for hours, that's when they turn to religion, because that's when they have time to think. That's the only time they get to self-reflect and know themselves. But it's important. I'm not saying everyone should go to prison to do that. You need to do that now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had no cousins, sisters and that, they were all over the show. Do you know what I mean? And you know, when they had time to self-reflect, I told them how to do certain things. Now they've matured. They was really immature for their age, and now they've matured. You know what I mean? Meditation is very important, because it's like, you know what I mean, it's food for your soul, and it's like, if you're not eating properly, your body gets weak and you can't function properly. Your soul can't function properly, and if your soul ain't functioning properly, your mind's taking over. And if your mind's taking over, you know, and you ain't doing no meditation, that's where, you know, people like, you know, all these porn stars do madness and have no shame about it. Gurbani is important to read Gurbani, but it's also important to understand, so try to read the translations, you get me, because a lot of youth don't know Punjabi in this day and age, you know what I mean? And Simran's very important. Simran, you know, Simran is meditation, is a Waheguru. Simran is very important, and this will give you the Shakti. And when you get the Shakti, this is the Shakti that gives you honor, dignity, strength, you know, humbleness, and it gives you the courage to take on bullies and, you know, fight for righteousness if need be. And also it's the one that gives you the courage to make the right decision. You know, you might be like, it could be a basic thing from eternal enemies like attachment or anger. So when anger's facing you, think, my mom's really pissing me off, I need to swear at her or whatever. The Shakti keeps you calm, cool, smooth, or in a lustful situation or whatever. If you got Shakti, you'll overcome these situations with ease. O Nanak, the devotees are happy and peaceful wherever they are absorbed in the true name. Amritsaar is so important, guys. You know what I mean? A lot of people say you can do Bart at any time. Yeah, it's true. Bart at any time, it helps you. But Amritsaar, our Guru has told us Amritsaar. And if you try Amritsaar out, and you'll see why it's important. But, you know, try, when you do Bart, and it's the best exercise, it's free, it's good for your health, your soul lights up, and your soul, yeah, can leave your, you know, you can open your 10th gate and your soul merges back with Waheguru, and the energy you get, you know, if you, you know, you control your lust and this and that, because lust can affect people in many forms, you know what I mean, from like porn stars to like even masturbating. So when you learn how to control your sexual energy, that energy builds up in you and it makes you so strong physically and spiritually, because you're not wasting your energy. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're masturbating and stuff, an orgasm takes a lot of energy. Do you know what I mean? And energy, it leaves your body in it. But so if you keep the energy and you do meditation, that energy get used spiritually. It flows like a constant flow of energy within you, and you contain that energy and you control that energy. That's what Buddhist monks can do. That's why they can do all that chi stuff. But if you control this energy, you'll see your life change, man. Trust me. Yeah. Bhagat Puran Singh. He was a Hindu. He went to go to temple to have langar, and that changed the compassion of langar, the ideal of langar. He became a Sikh. He started doing Bhagati, then he became like a great Bhagat, and you know, he's got a hospital in his name. He found a disabled kid, took him in, took all the, you know, the trash of society, what people didn't want, you know, the disabled, the ill, the mentally ill. He took them in as his own kid and raised them. You know, the Bhagati gives you compassion. So if you ain't doing much Bhagati, you'd be ruthless, you know what I mean? You'd be hasty, you'd be like not a nice personality. Do you know what I mean? And Bhagati makes you into a much better person. There's nice people out there, you know, that like, you know, hippies and that, they don't kill animals and they don't do all this and that. But Bhakti takes it, enhances it to a next level, you know what I mean? DESI Bhagat Puran Singh. Amazing, amazing character. It says now, the devotees look beautiful in the court of the Lord, the self with man looks wonder forever in reincarnation. Without Bhakti, you're gonna get reincarnated, innit? Bhakti is the one that's gonna make you clean your soul and your mind and do good deeds. The more good deeds and the more Bhakti you do, the more chance you've got getting to God. And our aim is to get to God in this life, innit? And if you don't, you are gonna die one day. Yep. Everyone's born, everyone dies. What happens in between that is different for everybody. Some people might listen to Tupac, some people might get married 3 times, some people might do this, that, blah, blah, blah. But when we're born, the only 2 things that humans have in common is born and die. The Gora say birth, tax and death, but I know bear man, I don't pay tax, you know what I mean? Yeah, but you know what I mean, reincarnation. So it's your chance to like do good, and you only can do good if you do Bhakti. Like I said, everybody's in some sort of drugs intoxication. You know what I mean? I've seen a life of intoxication. It messes you up, messes up your health, messes up your thinking. People do stupid things when they're drunk, when they're buzzing up. You know what I mean? It can really destroy families, and your mentality changes so much. You do some crazy things. Girls have kids with mans they don't know. Mans just cheat on their wife. People nick from their family. Their health deteriorates, and it ruins their whole social well-being. And you know, character can totally change. Geezer could be such a safe geezer. When he's drunk, he could be the worst geezer. He could be a peaceful geezer and normal. And when he's drunk, yeah. And every bit of drug changes you. You know, people say there's a safe limit. I don't believe that, man, because everything has an effect on your health. You know, if you don't do Bhakti, one of the hardest things is lust, because we live in such a lustful world. It's all in adverts in school. They're teaching you stuff from a young age. You know what I mean? And you know, half of people's life is on like based on lust. It's like dressing up for the wrong type of attention, then they get it. You know, makeup, this and that, everything. I'm not saying people that wear makeup are bad and that, because people got insecurities. But if you look at your life in the day, you know what I mean, it's all about lust. It is. Everybody knows how lust affects them. If whatever dirty porns they're watching or whatever they're doing, you know how lust affects you. But like, it's a worldly pleasure, man, you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of hours in the day go towards lust. Subconsciously, or when you're thinking, oh, he's fit walking, and it's always this, always bombarding you. The only way you're gonna get cool and soothed from this fire of sexual desire is by doing Bhakti. You know what I mean? Like, you got married men going to strip clubs and all this clubbing and this and that. It's like the house of lust, man. It's like people just go there to get drunk. I don't like when people say, oh, we just go to have a good time to a club. You could have a good time at home, or if you're gonna do them sort of thing, go to family events like dinner and dance and this and that. It's more sensible with kids there and stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm not promoting all that, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna go like in clubbing, people get stabbed up, shot up. You know, guys drunk and the type of clothes these girls wear, and they want the attention. Guy comes and pinches them, the girl slaps them, the girl gets sliced. I've seen it all happen. I went from clubbing from 16 to 21. After 21, I grew out of it. I was like, this is some voodoo shit. Do you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of stuff, and I used to go there to make money anyways, to sell my bud. You get me? I never used to get involved in it. I would never get. How can you like try to wifey a girl that dresses like that and take her home? And that is ridiculous, man. Even when I was like on the streets, I would never ever look for a wife in a club. Everyone just goes there to get laid or to get high, man, and that's the reality. And all these other people justifying it, they just say that because they don't want to look bad, but in reality they know they're there for man or to get high. And if you're gonna go out as a bunch of girls and say, oh, we're not going there to get mans and this and that, bruv, you're there all around, man's drunk, man's they're perving you, the way you're dressed, you want the attention from man's. If you really want to go out, you go to a restaurant together. Or if you really want to go out, you go cinema or something, or have a laugh. But they're like, we like music and dancing, but you can like arrange that in your living room. If it's just the girls and you're not interested in nothing else, you could just clear up the living room, put your hi-fi and have a laugh with just the girls and that mess about. You know what I mean? That sort of excuses, man. It's like, I don't know, man. I've got no comments on that. He blends his devotees with himself. They practice truth and only truth. The more bhakti you do, the more pure your soul becomes. The more pure your soul becomes, the more you like to do truthful things. Like, how can I explain? You don't become a fake person, like wishy-washy, or, you know what I mean? You have that honor and dignity starts coming, like, you know what I mean? Like, if a girl wants money and a porn director comes to her and says, does a porn, she'll do it straight away because she wants money. Most girls, yeah, that are like, because look how many porn videos, there's millions and millions, and obviously there's millions and millions of people acting it, and they know their face is going to be across the world on the net, but they ain't got shame, because they ain't got no truth in them. When you got truth, that honor and dignity, self-respect comes in. The humble dwell with the Lord remains unattached. So in Sikhi, you man have Grish Jeevan, it's called living in a family. But even when you're living in a family, you know your family's gonna die one day, you're gonna have to leave them. So while you're here, you show them love, you raise up your family, but deep down you know, when your soul leaves your body, it's just you and Waheguru, you get me? You, and you've got to like do your bhakti for yourself and try to raise your family. Like all these other religions and that, they go and hide in jungles and they stay in caves and that, thinking they can escape all the temptations and this and that and hang themselves upside down from 25 years or don't eat or whatever, all these rituals. God, Sikhi tells us, live in your family, be normal, be pleasant to people, let people be pleasant to you, get on with your life, and you can find God by having a family. You don't need to hide in no jungle because the temptation, everything's in your mind. Do you know what I mean? Between the Lord's devotees and the people of the world, there can never be any true alliance. People of the world being these corrupt leaders, and you know, these corrupt leaders would just kill anything for a bit of oil, or they would call anyone, lie, manipulate. They're like demons. But Bhagats, yeah, the people that do Bhakti have compassion. They see God's soul in everyone, and they have Shakti, which, you know, they only fight for righteousness and justice and stuff. And you've seen all the conflicts of Sikhs always between worldly people and Bhagats, devotees, saint soldiers. He does not let his devotees see the difficult time. This is in innate nature. This is about a story of Sakhi about Bhagat Namdevji from Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. And if you don't have faith in all these Sakhis that I'm going to tell you, then you need to think twice about bowing to Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. I know I say that a lot, but I hate it when people bow down to Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj and say, I don't believe in that Sakhi from Maharaj. That's degrading, man. That's like even worse than any bimbo. You know what I mean? That's them. It's madness. While Namdev was worshipping, he was grabbed and driven out. So they threw Bhagat Namdevji out of the temple because of his low caste. I am of a low social class, O Lord. Why was I born into a family of fabric dyers? I picked up my blanket and went back to sit behind the temple. As Namdev uttered the glorious praise of the Lord, the temple turned round to face Lord's humble devotee. So the temple turns towards Bhagat Namdevji. People say, it can't happen. But this is our Guru telling us it happened, innit? Whether you believe your Guru or not, that's down to you, innit? I do. Whoever harms your devotees, you destroy in an instant. This is about Prahlad. He used to chant a lot of Rab the Naam, and his dad, was a really king and had a lot of ego. And he said, you shouldn't believe in God, you should arm provide for you. And he didn't like his son believing God, and he wanted to kill his son. Prahlad's mother gave her beloved son some advice. My son, you must abandon the Lord's name and save your life. Prahlad said, listen, mother, I should never give up the Lord's name. My Guru has taught me this. Sandar and Murka, his teachers, went to his father, the king, and complained, Blad himself has gone astray, and he leads all other peoples astray. In the court of the wicked king, a plan was hatched. God is the saviour of Blad. With sword in hand and with great egotistical pride, Blad's father ran up to him. Where's your lord? Who will save you? In an instant, the Lord appeared in a dreadful form and shattered the pillar. Harnakesh was torn apart by his claws, and Blad was saved. So, that's amazing, yeah? Then Bhagat Namdev Ji again, he was praying, and the king wanted to get him crushed by an elephant, and this is what happened. Says Namdev, I meditate on the Lord, the man lion, the giver of fearless dignity. The Sultan said, listen, Namdev, let me see the actions of your Lord. The Sultan arrested Namdev and said, let me see your beloved Lord. Bring this dead cow back to life, otherwise I shall cut your head off here and now. Namdev answered, O king, how can this happen? No one can bring the dead back to life. I cannot do anything by my own actions. Whatever the Lord does, that alone happens. The arrogant king was enraged at this reply. He enticed an elephant to attack. Namdev's mother began to cry, and she said, why don't you abandon your Lord Rama and worship his Lord Allah? Okay, this was a Muslim Sultan who wanted to convert Namdev from Hinduism to Islam, or tell him not to believe in Lord Ram. Namdev answered, I am not your son, and you are not my mother. Even if my body dies, I still sing the glorious praise of the Lord. The elephant attacked him with his trunk, but Namdev was saved, protected by the Lord. The king said, the Qazis and the mullahs bow down to me, but this Hindu has trampled my honour. The people pleaded with the king, hear our prayers, O king, here take Namdev's weight in gold and release him. The king replied, if I take the gold, then I will be consigned to hell by forsaking my faith and gathering worldly wealth. With his feet in chains, Namdev kept the beat with his hands, singing the praise of the Lord. A lot of Hindus, yeah, they don't, a lot of them don't pray to Waheguru, and they pray to Devtas, but Bhagat Namdev Ji, he used to not believe in all that, he used to pray to Waheguru, and a lot of other Bani quotes tell us that. Even if the Ganges and the Jumna rivers flow backwards, I will still continue singing the praises of the Lord. 3 hours passed, and even then the Lord of the three worlds had not come. Playing on the instrument of the feathered wings, the Lord of the universe came, mounted on an eagle, Gurara. So Waheguru came because the king was going to kill Bhagat Namdev Ji if he didn't bring the cow back to life. Do you know what I mean? So Waheguru took form and came down. He cherished his devotee, and the Lord came mounted on an eagle. The Lord said to him, if you wish, I shall turn the earth sideways. If you wish, I shall turn it upside down. If you wish, I shall bring the dead cow back to life. Everyone will see and be convinced. Namdev prayed and milked the cow. He brought the calf to the cow and milked her. When the pitcher was filled with milk, Namdev took it and placed it before the king. The king went into his palace, and his heart was troubled. So God came and brought the cow back to life. Through the Qazis and the mullahs, the king offered his prayer, forgive me please, O Hindu, I am just a cow before you. Namdev said, listen, O king, have I done this miracle? The purpose of this miracle is that you, O king, should walk on the path of truth and humility. Namdev became famous everywhere for this. The Hindus all went together to Namdev. If the cow had not been revived, people would have lost faith in Namdev. The fame of Namdev spread throughout the world. The humble devotees were saved and carried across with him. All sorts of troubles and pains afflicted the slanderer. There is no difference between Namdev and the Lord. So a true Bhagat, the Waheguru always saves them. So if you're doing Bhakti and you've got some dangerous situation, but Bhagat has to worship, has to live good deeds, be pure, and has to meditate upon Waheguru, the immortal soul, not no other form, and has to have good deeds. The devotee is imbued with love of the one Lord. They have perfect faith in him. They become so in love with the Lord. The worldly things don't mean nothing to them. Like, they can sit there and watch their kids get chopped into pieces, and it doesn't cause them pain or nothing, because they're so intoxicated by Waheguru. They know it's just everything they've given is a gift from Waheguru, and they know the pain doesn't afflict them that much, because they know that this life is temporary. Do you know what I mean? We all have people in our life, but they're all going to go one day. You know what I mean? You have to look for contentness and happiness deep down within yourself, because anything temporary can go, and if your happiness is totally based on temporary stuff, then that's madness, because you're going to end up getting hurt all your life. You could have the perfect, like Romeo and Juliet, you could have the perfect wife, perfect husband. You could love each other so much and forget about God. But these are just creations of God. like they're gonna go one day. If your whole happiness is based on your wife and your husband and kids, well, when they have a car crash and you stay alive, you're gonna be traumatized, man, because all your happiness was just based on that temporary thing. And then, but true permanent comes from Waheguru, comes from Bhakti. Yeah, husband and wife is good because you can make each other's lives pleasant and you can like help each other out in the journey. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. You get me? Like, don't always rely on your happiness from other people. You have to look in yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself. When you do Bhakti, you become Shakti. You get a lot of Shakti, and the Shakti makes you a saint soldier, a righteous warrior. And Sikhs have fought many righteous wars. The only reason we're getting licks nowadays on the streets is because not enough are doing Bhakti, man. All these other evil gangs and this and that, they like get their energy from darkness. When you're brought up into a Sikh family, you know what I mean, you're brought up in a very innocent, comfy way because of the way Sikhs are quite successful now. And they're not seen, they're not exposed to, other than lust and a bit of sharp and meat, the other dark side, like the poverty, the hardship side, the drug dealing, the getting shanked, getting bored at, getting capped at. You know, a lot of Sikhs ain't seeing that, so they're very naive and they're very like, you know what I mean, like a lot of gangs members have become heartless and evil, yeah. And when that sort of negative energy and confront a normal Sikh from a normal household, that's why they crap it. But you don't have to go through all that to get bravery, man. The biggest bravery, forget Tony Montana and all that, was the Shaheed Singhs. And you know, the Bhakti gives you Shakti, and that Shakti is bigger than it's bigger than any gangster, trust me. Because a lot of these gangsters will cap a man broad daylight, and when they're in jail regret it. But a Singh won't, you get me? If a true Singh won't. Here's Singhs from 84, you know, we're talking about the past, and you know, Singhs, 25 years ago, whatever, they've done the same thing, man. You know, fought Indian government army, corrupt regime, with like handmade, like crappy weapons. You can get better weapons in East London. Do you know what I mean? And they took a whole army out with that, or tried their best to, anyway. But I thought Jassim was a bugger, you know what I mean? And he was a saint soldier, had a lot of Shakti, he gave his life, 90% to charity, and he died defending the PANTH when Nirangari leader said he was going to put Guru Granth Sahib under his feet, and they went there, protested, got into a battle, and 13 bullets hit by for Jassim, and he gave his shahidi, all true, you know what I mean? And he done a lot of time in jail for the PANTH, chopped off a police officer's head who raped a woman, and he was a saint soldier, innit? Bhakti equals Shakti. The messenger of death cannot touch your devotees, death cannot even approach them. We're all gonna die, innit? And like, if you don't do Bhakti, an angel of death comes and gets you, and you go to Dharmaj and you get judged and takes you to hell and reincarnation, whatever happens. But if you do a lot of Bhakti, Shaheed Singhs and Singhs come and get you. Do you know what I mean? We've got to try. We might not all go to the level of being Amritari, being perfect souls. Try a little bit every day, just a little bit every day, and trust me, that will go a long way. So even if you die, and when you die, you go to Dharmaraj, and you might get a better chance in next life. These blessings, and you know what I mean, it's like bank savings. If you put in £2 every day, the £2 every day is going to add up, and it is going to be worth something after time. Do you know what I mean? But if you don't put nothing in your bank for years and years and years, then it just stays at that same value. The home of the sinner is on fire, it keeps burning and the fire cannot be extinguished. Do you know what I mean? Like lust, no matter what you do, it always keeps coming at you. That's why these little young girls and that, they're sleeping around with everyone because they're on fire, they're burning. You get me? The sexual part is just burning for it, and Andy's man as well. He does not go to see where the Lord is being worshipped. He abandons the Lord's path and takes the wrong path. He forgets the primal Lord God and is caught in the cycle of reincarnation. He throws away the ambrosia nectar and gathers poison to eat. He is like the prostitute who comes to dance wearing beautiful clothes, decorated and adorned. She dances to the beat, exciting the breath of those who watch her. But the news of messenger of death is around her neck. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Think about it, guys. Get your Bhakti on, man. Real talk. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.